Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube tarot channel. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Gemini. I'm going to point the camera down so that y'all can see the cards. Every time I move my stand, my dog growls. It's really funny. For this main part of the reading, I'm going to be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. So, universal source of all that is, beloved archangels and angels, ancestors, spirits, spirit guides, Father God, Holy Spirit. What are the messages for the sign of Gemini? I'm seeing prosperity begins. What are the messages for the sign of Gemini? Okay. Doing a 5-card spread, and then I will also clarify using a different deck, and I will pull an oracle card at the end for you guys. Ooh, beautiful. I just love sometimes the symmetry in the colors. Okay, so we have coming up at the bottom the number 16, disruption, and we have at the heart of the reading the number 15, temptation. So in this deck, these black border cards, not the chakra cards but the other ones, and there's 3 of them here in this reading, are the major arcanas of the deck. So I'm just going to, I'm referencing the book, I'm still studying this deck. So disruption, this card that's at the bottom, can represent the Tower. So perhaps you or someone close to you is going through a Tower moment right now. And Towers aren't necessarily bad things. They're just sudden or unexpected change. I'll read from the book a little. It says, a sudden, usually unforeseen disruption or major change is happening or is about to take place. Even if it appears to be a negative experience, it can lead to an enlightenment or total shift in your lifestyle. In traditional tarot meanings, this card represents the falling tower that eventually crumbles due to its weak foundation. Okay. And then coming up at the heart of the reading, we have the number 15, temptation, which I actually haven't received this card in any readings yet. So I'm going to reference the book again. It can represent the devil, which can be, in traditional tarot, the devil card can represent a Capricorn person, or perhaps you have Capricorn placements in your chart, but as well, devilish things. So, things that serve to control or to bind us. So I'll read from the book a little bit for this one too. It says, through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material, physical world and its pleasures. Even though we're all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. Okay, Geminis, this is getting deep, y'all. Okay. I like readings like this, though, because I feel like, they can really help people. I feel like these readings really get into the nitty-gritty of things. So coming up at the base of the reading, we have triumphant success with the sword here protruding out of the ground with the hand. Often reminds me of the Ace of Swords in a traditional tarot, which, as we know, is like the card of truth. This is following your truth, your central truth. I think that actually presents a really good dichotomy here. It's almost like a rebirth, and it's almost like, similarly to what the book's description for the temptation card was saying, it's like, we're all born naturally connected to divine source, but sometimes we lose that, or we lose ourselves along the way. But it's like that your central truth always lies within you. It may be buried, but you can always find it again. You can always bring it to the light again. So I think that's really powerful. Okay, coming up in the future placement, we have sacral chakra. I just did the reading for Aquarius, so that's your air sign cousin, and I'm just thinking back to, there was a reference to creativity there, and you know, I feel like perhaps, you know, you're looking into how to tap into your creativity, or there's just some need to sort of open up your sacral chakra. You could wear, you know, it's a good time, fall now, to wear like orangey or like yellow, at like it's shown on this card here. But I guess just really taking the time to be introspective and think about who you are and what it is that you want and what it is that you want to create. And what we have here in the past is the waiting game. So I really like these two cards coming out together. There's a lot of overlap there in the colors, that like orangey, yellow kind of fall time. And both the number 2 as well, actually. You know, so this could be talking about, you know, some kind of partnership or like something new that you're thinking about starting or creating, but you're going to need to have patience with it, or with the other person, and also with yourself, you know, as you sort of come into your newfound truth and, you know, work to avoid or overcome sort of any temptations or addictions that may be serving to disrupt you right now in your life. That's sort of the gist of what I'm getting from the reading right now. Crowning your reading, you have the Power card. I'm not even going to look at the book. I'm 99% sure this represents the Strength card in the tarot. Actually, I'm going to look at the book. I lied. But I just want to make sure. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the Strength card. Really, really powerful here. I also love the imagery of this card because it's like, you know, half man, half beast. And it's again sort of this idea of like, what are our natural tendencies? What is our natural state of being, right? You know, one could view life as being like a constant journey of getting back to oneself. So the reason I'm doing Gemini's reading right now is we have King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So that's your card, your sign. I'm seeing the Moon card. So you could be, you know, dealing with secrets or illusions right now. You could be wondering about someone or something. Just going to give this deck a few shuffles, and then I'm going to clarify all of the cards. We have the Strength coming out again. I'm going to clarify all the cards in the order in which they were laid out. So we'll start with number 15, Temptation. And we have the Nine of Swords coming up in the reverse. I'll go through all of these after I finish. I'm going to find number 2, Sacral Chakra. That card flew way off camera. Ooh, the Emperor. This card flew out face down, the Prince of Swords. Just gonna slide this over. Okay. Give the deck one more shuffle. We have the Ace of Swords coming up again with that triumphant success. What is your truth, people? What is your truth, Gemini? Clarify triumphant success for Gemini. That also flew out face down, Prince of Wands. And we have 7 of Wands coming up at the top. Oh, and the 2 of Wands. Yeah, I'm feeling like some of y'all are needing to make a decision, or, you know, this could be sort of a tangible external decision. We have Ace of Swords again coming up at the bottom, which is your energy, air sign. This is all air energy, you know, that mental sort of logic energy. But beyond that, you know, the Ace of Swords is sort of really being true to yourself, to who you are, to your intuition, to what your life purpose is. So with temptation and the 9 of Swords here, what I'm getting is, if you can really sort of address, like, I think I talked about this in the last reading, in the Aquarius reading, so you may want to go back and look at it, but, take a look at that one rather. But, it's sort of like, if we can really be earnest and honest and open with ourselves about the more maybe shadowy elements of ourselves, and really work to address those things and embrace those things, and even love those things about ourselves that necessarily may not be so lovable, it can take us out of a state of anxiety. So 9 of Swords in the upright is anxiety, but coming up in the reverse, I really like this because it's saying that, if you really face this and look at it head on, therein lies your power, kind of, not kind of, that is the message that I'm getting. With triumphant success coming up here at the bottom with the Prince of Wands, I am getting that, maybe you're coming into some sort of newfound realizations. Again, I tend to believe that, like, all of the knowledge that we come into throughout life is actually stuff that we're born with. We're just rediscovering it as we go along. But yeah, and you'll see there's a little line there too. So it's almost like this is the inception point. This is breaking ground. It's the rebirth. And I feel like that's really maybe the place that y'all are coming from, in terms of how you sort of feel about yourself, how you view yourself in the world, and how you operate in the world. Coming up in the future placement with that sacral chakra, and again, I was picking up on creativity. We have the Emperor energy. This is also an air sign, as it can represent an Aries. It's also boss energy. So, if, I'm not even gonna put this actually in romantic context because I don't really feel like that's necessary. For some of y'all, it could be, meeting a partner, like a long-term significant partner. But for others, I really am getting that this is just coming into your power, right? The power that's indicated here. I'm gonna lift this up. That's indicated here in this power card that you started with once you start following your truth. I just really, really love all the imagery here on these cards. Really powerful, Gemini. You guys are, I think, in some really great energy. I think you're dealing with a lot, but you're actually in a very strong place to deal with all of it. It's reminding me of that saying, that like the universe will never give you more than what you're capable of handling. With the number 2, the waiting game and needing to have patience, and again, that Prince of Swords energy, that's your energy, that's air energy. This card also, I believe, came out in the Aquarius reading as well. But it can imply, like, I don't want to say immaturity, but sort of like a nascentness, right? Like a really sort of newness. And I feel like whatever it is, whatever this newfound discovery it is, whatever this new thing that it is that you're starting, be it a work project or a creative, passion project, hobby, that kind of thing, that you're going to need to have patience with it and with yourself, right? You're just starting out. So you're going to have to learn and grow, from the Prince into the King into the Emperor. Okay. So crowning the reading, like I said, we have the Power card and you have the 7 of Wands. Whenever I see the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Wands always stands out to me as a victory card. And the wand that the man is holding is like sort of like defending his victory or sort of defending his ground. And I think I did mention earlier in the reading sort of the message of needing to stand your ground, right? And I feel like that's really powerful. Like there's actually a lot of powerful energy coming up, right? A lot of nascent energy, newness, but it's very calm. It's a calm sort of build up. And it crescendos and ends very powerfully. Lots of red, orange, yellow coming through in this reading. Again, we have the Emperor card coming out, and the Power, and I saw the Strength. All of which, Gemini, I just want to show you guys because I think this is super important. is based off of your truth. And you'll see on the outer edges there, right, where it's like a little bit murky, is that blue, that newness. But as you get closer to your truth, it's that bright yellow. And I just want to show y'all, because I saw we have the death card coming up here at the bottom. So you're definitely going through a transformation, through a death process. I did also see the Two of Wands flew out here. So again, you or someone else could be needing to make some kind of decision regarding work or regarding a relationship. I'm just going to end this reading with an oracle card. I think I'm going to use the Sacred Traveler oracle for you guys, Gemini. And we have discovering truth at the bottom. You stand in the light of truth. You stand in the light of truth, Gemini. I mean, it really cannot be clearer. I saw a narrow pathway. And I see watching by the stars. Okay, what are the oracle messages for Gemini? And you got wise leader. You are a beacon for others. I love this. You know, it's sort of like by following your own inner guidance, your own inner light, your own inner truth. Yeah, of course you are going to be. You are a beacon of light for others. And you can see this person is holding a light in their hand. It's almost as if, you know, there are actually some figures there in the background, but you can almost barely discern them. You know, that figure is the most prominent there. And that's you, Gem. You guys are a gem. Okay, so I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope that was helpful. If this reading resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.